Ever wake up from a dream feeling like you brought something back with you, not just a memory, but a message, a symbol, a fragment of something deeper? Carl Jung believed that dreams hold powerful messages from the unconscious mind. And tonight, you're not just sleeping, you're listening, you're decoding. This is your guide to dream interpretation using Carl Jung's psychology. If my voice finds you in the threshold between sleep and wake, then you're ready to uncover the meaning of your dreams. Welcome to Carl Jung on Dreams, decoding your nighttime messages. We're diving into Jungian dream analysis and how it can lead to self-discovery. Have you ever had a dream that changed how you see yourself? Then leave a sign you were here. A like, a comment, a subscription to this journey through your own subconscious, because what you're about to hear may change how you sleep and how you wake. Carl Jung didn't think dreams were meaningless noise. He believed they were coded messages, sent from your unconscious mind, trying to reach the surface of your awareness, like whispers from a deeper self. Not random, not chaotic, intentional. In Jungian psychology, dreams act as a balancing force. They show you what your waking mind refuses to acknowledge. Anxiety, suppressed desires, unresolved grief. These surface not as facts, but as symbols. A house, a shadow, a stranger, and decoding these symbols, that's the path to integration. Jung called it individuation, the journey of becoming who you truly are. And the dream? It's the map. You see, Jung didn't just ask, what does it mean when I dream about? He asked, what does your dream say about who you are not yet aware of being? Dreams often contain what Jung called the shadow self, the parts of you that have been rejected, denied, or buried. Ever dream of fighting someone, running from something? It could be your shadow trying to get your attention, and in that dream you might find archetypes, universal symbols Jung saw across cultures and centuries. The wise old man, the hero, the mother, the trickster, the monster. These figures aren't just figments, they're blueprints of your psyche, fragments of your personal myth. Understanding dream archetypes with Jungian analysis can help you connect to emotions you've disowned or forgotten. That nightmare you keep having? That might not be a warning, it might be an invitation. Let's decode a dream. You're walking through a house. You open doors to rooms you've never seen. Some are comforting, others feel wrong. You open a final door and see a version of yourself. Crying, Jung would ask, what does the house represent? The self, each room, an aspect of your psyche. The crying version of you, a rejected part of your identity, waiting to be acknowledged. Dream journaling helps you uncover these meanings. Write down not just what happened, but how it felt. That emotion is a compass pointing toward your truth. Jung's theories on the symbolic language of dreams remind us, symbols don't have one meaning. They have your meaning. Your personal associations are the key. Have you ever found yourself dreaming the same scenario again and again? Maybe you're falling, maybe you're lost, maybe you're back in that childhood house, hearing footsteps that don't belong to anyone alive. Carl Jung believed recurring dreams are psychic repetitions, messages that return until we learn to understand them. They are not random, they are revelations, waiting for recognition. What is the meaning behind recurring dreams? That's not just a curiosity, it's a mirror. The collective unconscious holds archetypal patterns that appear in all of us. But recurring dreams, they often speak from your personal unconscious, an unresolved memory, a wound, or a truth you've turned from. Jung taught that these dreams come back because the psyche is persistent. It wants wholeness. And if the conscious mind refuses, the unconscious speaks louder through dreams. Carl Jung's dream interpretation method didn't rely on rigid definitions. Instead, he emphasized symbolic resonance. What does a snake mean in your dream? That depends. Was it shedding its skin or striking at your heels? How to decode your dreams using Carl Jung's methods. Start by asking 3 key questions. What emotions did the symbol provoke? What associations do you have with that image? Where have you seen this motif in your own life or culture? This is practical dream interpretation, not a lookup chart, but a personal journey. Your dream is a living message, not a dead language. A train might symbolize purpose and direction, but to someone who experienced loss at a train station, it may represent regret. Jung's genius wasn't just in theory, it was in the invitation to personalize the experience. Let's talk about your most powerful tool, the dream journal. Jung encouraged patients to write dreams immediately upon waking, before the logic of the day erases the poetry of the night. Dream journaling isn't just about remembering, it's about revealing patterns. Write every detail, the setting, the people, the creatures, the emotions, the symbols, even if they feel strange, fragmented, or nonsensical. Over time, you'll begin to see themes. Certain symbols might return, certain emotions may echo. This is your unconscious mind leaving a trail. Can dreams help with personal growth and mental health? Yes, because once you see the pattern, you can begin the transformation. And when you name the shadow, you reclaim the power it once held. One night, you dream of a crumbling tower. Another night, a glowing woman in the woods. Another still, a faceless crowd chanting your name. These are archetypes, the timeless characters that live inside us all. Jung believed the psyche speaks in mythic images. These figures are not just story devices, they're blueprints of who we are becoming. The tower might represent ego collapse, making room for growth. The glowing woman, she could be the anima, the soul figure of creativity and intuition. The faceless crowd, that may be the persona, the mask we wear, dissolving under pressure. Understanding. Dream archetypes with Jungian analysis means you're decoding the architecture of your inner world. And once you understand your personal myth, you can start to rewrite it. She placed the journal beside the flickering candle, hands trembling as the ink dried. Maybe, if someone reads this, she whispered, they'll remember their own dreams. And then she looked out the window, not at the moon, but at the reflection. This is your trace, a like, a comment, a memory. If this voice has stirred something within you, leave a mark before it fades like the rest of the dream. You wake in a cold sweat, heart racing, breath shallow. The dream is still there. Teeth, shadow, chase, collapse. Most of us try to forget nightmares. Jung, however, taught us to listen to them. How Carl Jung interpreted nightmares and strange symbols. Nightmares are not just fear-filled dreams. They are urgent communications from your unconscious. They often carry messages about unresolved trauma, inner conflict, or repressed emotion. The monster is not just a threat, it is a part of you demanding to be known. Jung believed healing begins where fear begins. To integrate the psyche, we must walk into the symbols that haunt us. Instead of running from the beast, ask, what part of me have I refused to see? Because when you stop running, the nightmare often becomes a guide. In Jungian psychology, dreams are natural rituals of the mind. They process grief, signal imbalances, and initiate healing. If you've dreamt of water drowning or floating, Jung might ask, what emotion are you submerged in? If you see fire, collapsing buildings, erupting landscapes, where in your life is the pressure building? Spiritual growth through dream decoding isn't about predicting the future, it's about reconnecting with what's been disowned. Many who explored their dreams with Jung's techniques reported clarity, emotional release, even catharsis, because dreams offer a symbolic space where the psyche can rearrange its wounds into wisdom. Healing begins with observation, but transformation begins with participation. At the heart of Carl Jung's work is the concept of individuation, the psychological process of becoming whole, of integrating the conscious and unconscious, of uniting the shadow with the self. How to understand your unconscious mind. Dreams are the compass for this path. Each symbol, each archetype, each recurring image is a puzzle piece. Your job is not to conquer the dream, it's to converse with it. Imagine your dream life as a conversation between two parts of your mind, the one you show the world and the one you've never dared to meet. Jung said the goal of life is not perfection, but wholeness. And that wholeness, it's found in the darkness of your dreams. Let me tell you about the dream that changed me. I was standing in a field of mirrors, each reflecting a version of me I didn't recognize. Some wept, some screamed, some smiled too widely. Then I saw one, my reflection, but it was asleep, eyes closed, breathing, waiting. When I reached out, it opened its eyes and whispered, "Now you're ready." That's when I knew. Dream wasn't telling me who I was. It was showing me who I was becoming. Have you ever had a dream that changed how you see yourself? Because I did, and I never looked at my waking life the same way again. Here's something Jung emphasized again and again. Dreams are not puzzles to solve. They're revelations to respect. Carl Jung's theories on the symbolic language of dreams weren't about control. They were about communion. Too many people try to pin a dream down like an insect under glass. But your dream is alive, fluid, personal. Instead of asking, "What does this mean exactly?" ask, "What is this dream inviting me to see?" You are not the interpreter over the dream. You are the listener within it. The dream is an invitation to a relationship with yourself, a relationship that requires humility, curiosity, and courage. In his later years, Jung wrote, "The dream is a small hidden door in the deepest and most intimate sanctum of the soul." Every person, he believed, is living out a personal myth. Your dreams are the script of that myth, written in symbols and shadows. If you dream of searching, you are a seeker. If you dream of fighting, you are a warrior. If you dream of guiding others, you are the wise one in waiting. These aren't roles imposed on you. They're stories you were born into, and only you can complete them. Personal growth and transformation comes not by rejecting these stories, but by recognizing them and choosing how they unfold. You are not the hero of a tale someone else wrote. You're the author of a legend only your dreams can reveal. Let's bring it all together. Dream interpretation is not a hobby. It's not fortune-telling. It's soul work. It's a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, a conversation with the forgotten self, a map toward healing, individuation, and awakening. Dream journaling is your lantern. Your emotions are your compass. Jungian psychology is the terrain. Practical dream interpretation techniques aren't meant to make you an expert. They're meant to make you whole. Because when you begin to understand your dreams, you begin to understand yourself. And when you understand yourself, you change your life. Let's bring it all together. Dream interpretation is not a hobby. It's not fortune-telling. It's soul work. It's a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, a conversation with the forgotten self, a map toward healing, individuation, and awakening. Dream journaling is your lantern. Your emotions are your compass. Jungian psychology is the terrain. Practical dream interpretation techniques aren't meant to make you an expert. They're meant to make you whole. Because when you begin to understand your dreams, you begin to understand yourself. And when you understand yourself, you change your life. You've reached the end, or so you think. But the psyche doesn't stop when the video fades. It lingers. It waits. It listens. Tonight, when you dream, pay attention. That symbol, that face, that place you've never been, it might be something ancient calling out from the deep. If this journey into the unconscious stirred something within you, don't let it fade. Explore the other shadows we've mapped in our Psychology and Dreams playlist linked below. But remember, the most powerful messages from your mind are not the ones you hear, they're the ones you recognize in silence. Dream deeply, wake wisely, and never stop listening. See you in the next video.